what's up? This is Sifu Kuttel, and in this video we're going to be working with the staff. We're going to be doing a fancy technique that goes behind the back and over the shoulder, so we can either switch hands or move into another technique. But this is a really iconic position, and it's a nice way to improve the ending of your form, or just to give it a nice pausing point. So get your staff and let's go get to work. Now the way I want to teach this is actually as a closing of a form. So like you saw at the very beginning of this video. However, once the staff is behind your shoulders, you can adapt and go into another technique. So in our closing position, we're usually going to be starting with a downward flower. And if you don't know how to do this, check the link up above. I'll make sure that you can go over to the staff training playlist and learn how to do that. It's not necessary to learn how to do this technique, but it's a nice way to move into this technique when you're doing the closing of a form. Okay? Now, I have a double end staff, and this is important because if you're using a single end staff, which is thicker on one end, thinner on the other, or you're using a spear, you want the spear head to be up or the tip of the staff to point up. But since my staff is the same thickness on both ends, it really doesn't matter for me. However, if you do want to be consistent in your training, just tape the tip of your staff so you always know where the tip is, because it should always be in the same place every single time as you do this. Now, let's start with the staff itself. I'm going to take my right hand, and I'm going to have my index finger pointed, and I want to grab towards the top of the staff. If your staff is longer, you may not need to make too much of an adjustment, but for me, I have to get almost to the exact top of the staff for this. Okay, now from here, I'm going to just simply point down at a diagonal next to me. Notice I'm not doing anything with my upper body. I'm just taking my hand and pointing it down, and my palm is pointing away from me as I point down. I'm not going to point down with my palm pointing towards you. So my palm is pointing away and I'm pointing down. Not next to me and not sideways. We want a nice diagonal from here. This becomes very important because if I point straight down, the staff is going to come up and hit me in the back of the head. If I go straight sideways, it's very tough to maneuver around. You want it to just be angled up and over your shoulder. Now, if I let go of the staff right here, it's just going to drop. It's not resting on my shoulder, and you shouldn't have to look for that to do this technique. What you want to do to get the staff to point forward is simply turn your shoulders. This makes a huge difference. Okay, so just turn your shoulders, and now the staff is pointing forward. From here, left hand's going to come up and grab the staff, and then I can slide it over my shoulder. Now, I want you to try this as a drill. So what we're going to do is, from over the shoulder, I'm going to bring it into my right hand, and then I'm going to point down, grab. Now I have to make some adjustment here. Slide the staff, grab, and then I'm going to do this continuously. When you get used to working with your staff, you should be able to manage the weight of the staff and the motion of the staff all by feeling without having to look at it. So get comfortable, do this as a drill, because the more you can do this, the smoother you can do this, the better your technique is going to be in the end. All right, so going back to turning the shoulders. So let's start from the staff up. I'm going to point the staff down over the shoulder. Now we're going to use a stance to turn the shoulders forward. So I'm going to go right foot first, place it down, left foot extend out to a cat stance position, and then I'm going to do a thrusting palm with the fingers pointing sideways to strike forward. Notice now the staff is pointing forward and it's over my shoulder. Okay? We're going to get into this position with a hop. So I'm going to point down and hop, cat stance, palm thrust. Okay, one more time. If I'm facing this way, I'm going to point down, hop to cat stance, and palm thrust. Okay, now from there, it's very simple. So again, point down, hop to cat stance, palm thrust. My hand grabs, just like we did in our drill. I'm going to let go with my right hand and then dust my leg off. Think of like I'm dusting my leg off. I'm going to sweep the hand downward, salute forward, and then from here, I can roll up. If I'm going to step back and bow, whatever, okay, however you want to end the form. Okay, again, facing this direction, I put it over my shoulder, cat stance, palm thrust out, grab, dust the leg off. Now, since my hand is in a fist with the staff, my right hand becomes the open palm, and I extend out. And then notice, like as I move back, you can see I let the hand slide, I let the staff slide down, so that I can get back to the correct position and not just be holding the bottom end of the staff for the salute. Now, to tie it all together, starting with the downward flower, a da fa position or a da fa technique, we're going to take the staff and keep it on our right hand side. It's going to start tipping down to the right hand side, so you can actually just stop in this position, okay? Now, as I do that, I'm going to slide my hand. My left hand stays in the same spot, my right hand slides up towards the tip, and then my left hand goes into my armpit. Once it's here, I hop to that cat stance, grab, salute, roll, and I'm done, okay? So again, from this flowering position, once it's over on my right side, I want to leave it there. Slide the right hand up as the left hand goes into the armpit. Hop to cat stance, palm thrust, grab, and finish, okay? Facing this way. When I tie the whole thing together, it should move smooth and seamlessly. So here, I hop, strike, salute, and then roll, okay? One more time facing this direction. Here, I want it to move right into it. So I start the hop even before I finish the flower. So you can see here, this is as I hop already, okay? That's the timing that you want. But you want to take this step by step to work up to that point. Okay, so there you have it. As long as your angle is correct, you will not hit your head. It needs to go over the shoulder, so make sure you have that nice diagonal downward as you do this, and really anything else you do from there is from turning the shoulders. Okay, so if you have any questions, drop a comment down below. I'll try to reply in a comment, or if I cannot, I'll make another video to hopefully answer your question. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys next time.